Suzanne's Paparazzi Jewelry, 24/7 shopping available. 160920 is the code. Show her some love, like she showed us. K&A Custom Crafts on Facebook.
Hello and welcome to On Deck, playoff edition. It's playoff baseball time, so we're going to start this show off a little different. Chris, Dirk, go ahead and do it. Dirk, you got the mic, so go ahead.
If I could get, ladies and gentlemen, please rise, take off your hats, hold your hand over your heart. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. And now, go Giants!
Yes, our team's kind of crapped the bed a little bit.
Just a little.
The Rangers spit it out in July, and
the Mets spit it out after the first game of the season. So, so with that being said, tonight is baseball time. Game one of the playing games. We got the Boston and the Yankees going at it. So,
bottom of the second, Boston 2-0 over the Yankees.
2-0 over Yankees. I got Boston winning this. What do you guys have? Dirk, I see you shaking your head, so you must be going Boston.
I want Boston to win.
I want Boston,
yeah.
Die, evil empire, die.
I'm kind of hoping that this game is like a marathon game. It goes like 18, 19, 20 some innings.
Oh, that would be great.
They just beat the heck out of both teams. I mean,
I don't think people in the eastern area of New York want that.
So before we get to our big playoff predictions for the first round, some news coming out. San Diego and the Mets have both let their managers go. What do you guys think? Dirk, I know you're a Mets fan, so.
Yesterday the Mets announced they weren't going to re-sign Luis Rojas. They're going to keep him and put him somewhere in the organization. I don't think he was a bad manager. I don't know if he was a good manager. I never really got a feel. The team played bad last year. Nothing materialized, but that was a weird season because 60 games. And this year, they never got every player. Two guys did not underperform, DeGrom and Alonso. Every single other player was their normal season. They weren't even up to that. They had a few injuries along the way. They just never they got Lindor, and, in the trade, you're all excited, Gold Glove shortstop, 30 home runs, 290 batting average every year for 6 years straight in Cleveland. And this year, he never got going. He did end up with 19 home runs and like 228. But that's not what they're paying him for. I don't know. And then they got Javi Baez. I thought that would jumpstart it. He didn't really perform. He wasn't as good as he was with the Cubs. And then they had that little thumbs down fiasco, which pissed a lot of New Yorkers off. And and sports fans in general. I was pretty pissed off on it. I'm not going to hold it against them, but you're playing a sport. You're getting paid a ton of money. Fans are going to boo if you don't perform, and that's just part of it. You got to accept it. You can't boo your fan base and do that. You're not in the same atmosphere. You're telling people that make $60,000 a year that pay outrageous prices to watch you play to be okay with you not performing to your standards. And I understand these guys aren't happy with the way they played. I'm sure Lindor is, very frustrated. But, to do that, and they did some apology stuff, and I believe they meant it. It's just basically was immature. They probably got a crazy idea and said, yeah, let's do that. But the whole team underperformed. I don't know. Marcus Stroman had a good year. He'll probably be gone. They need to sign him. Aaron Loop, one of their relief pitchers, 50 inning. He had like 65 innings, a .95 ERA, and his whip was under 1 as well. Really good reliever. They got Syndergaard back for 2 games at the very end. And, of course, the one he starts the last game of the year against the Braves, they lose 5-0. Just to put a nice cap on their season. They never got going. It just nobody performed. Nobody, and it was like they got some kind of miracle for as long as they held on to first place and never even making the playoffs, and they never. I kept waiting, okay, things, probably if DeGrom had been healthy since July 7th, they probably would have won it just because of him, and he'd be MVP. But he got hurt, little buggy injuries, and so they basically took it easy with him, and so he was done. I can't explain it. I don't know why. You look at the players on the roster and you say, wow, that's a good team. And it just, maybe it was the manager. I know they are looking for a real GM. Theo Epstein's name has come up, Billy Beane.
Well, that's what Isaiah was just chiming in. Dirk, please take Billy Beane from his A's. They need a new voice. So, yeah.
Yep. It's and
I'm looking at the free agent list here, and for the Mets, and like you said, Stroman's on there, Baez, got a few relievers, Syndergaard, a couple of decent outfielders. It looks like Rich Hill. It looks like the pitcher staff might be hurting a little bit next year if they don't sign some of these guys. So,
just from what I've been reading, I think they'll give Syndergaard there's like a 1-year thing they can offer him, and he might take that. It would only benefit him. He comes back and does well, wins 15 games. He could sign a big contract with the Mets. He's not old. He'll be 29 or 30.
Yeah, he'll be 30 by next season.
And Stroman's a good pitcher. He had a sub-3 ERA, and he pitched well all year. And, he was pretty consistent. And I wish they'd sign him, but who knows? He's going to command a big, fat price.
They're saying right now, what I'm reading here, they're looking at about the $21 to $22 million range there. Baez will be about $24 million.
Yeah.
Syndergaard, they're looking at close to 30. So it's going to be a tough one. So, Chris, how about you with your Texas there? What's the outlook for next year?
Hopefully bringing new talent, see what we got. And I know the manager got a contract extension, I think, after last season.
Mm-hmm.
So I think he's sticking around for at least one more year, a couple more years, depending on how the Rangers, play next year. So hopefully the future's looking up.
Well, they do have a good farm system. There is talent in the farm system. the Ranger, just because I live here, I know that. And
Yeah.
everybody wants J.D. Daniels fired. Okay, that's a GM, but they are a really young team. There's a couple of good guys you'd like to have in your team, but they for the first time in a while, they've got a decent to good minor league system. So there's guys there. I don't want them to go out and sign a big deal free agent. That's not what they need now. They don't need the one big piece. They just need to get better. And they will. These guys will get better. And the guys in the minor leagues, some of them came up and played pretty well. They had some rookie pitchers pitch good, but they lost 100 games, they traded away Gallo, traded away Gibson, those were the two big crazy ones.
I mean, looking at it too, upcoming free agency, right now they only have 3 listed. So the team's there for a few years. So
yeah, it's a rebuilding. I think Chris Young, the new GM this year, maybe he'll be a positive voice for them. Because he's the one that's really going to do deals and stuff. And he came up through the Rangers. He lives in Dallas. He's from Highland Park and pitched for the Rangers the first 5 or 6 years of his career. And he was a pretty decent major league pitcher, So I think if he's given the rein to, cultivate the minor leagues and build it the right way. Look at the A's, look at the Rays, those teams, they're on the way to do that. They just have to be smart with the talent. And there are guys like next year, their third baseman, Josh Young, he's going to be on the Rangers next year. And he's with AAA this year. He does it all. Power, average, good defense. Because of the rules this year, there was no 40-man roster. Otherwise, he'd have played up here in December. I think they were looking at other guys. They know what they've got in him. And there's some other middle infielders that are in the lower minor leagues. They got some pitching. These are all prospects. You can't tell. A good example, Don Mattingly in the minor leagues was like a 280 hitter with 9 home runs.
Yeah.
Came to the majors, boom, 325 home runs a year, Hall of Fame, so you can't tell. And you get the guy that's the proverbial 4A player, all the talent in the world. And they're like, why can't he do it?
Well, Billy Bean. I mean,
he was with the Mets for a couple of years. He was real good in the minor leagues. He just couldn't make that next step. Some guys can, some guys can't. And then some guys aren't that good in the minors and they get to the higher level and become really good hitters. I think a little bit is the pitchers throw more strikes in the majors. And it could have an effect, a guy so
Yeah, so for my Twins,
yeah.
Right now, there's about 5 or 6 free agents. They can all just pack the bags and not come back. I don't care. Nobody strikes me to be back. I know they're working on a deal to lock up Buxton for long term, which I think they need to do.
Buxton?
Yeah, Buxton.
Yeah.
A few years ago, I would have had him sent on his way too, along with Sano. I kind of hope they move on from Sano because the guy doesn't seem like he hit anything but a fastball, but
you got to
we'll see where
learn.
it goes. I've seen reports that the Twins are looking to build, not for 5 years. They want to build now, so we'll see what they do in the offseason. I don't expect them to spend money because that's not how the Twins do things, and so
they were projected. I was looking at a list today. Teams that were like the Mets were projected to win 96 games.
Yep.
And the Twins were like 90 games, something like that.
It was a battle between them and the White Sox at the beginning of the year.
Yep.
Some experts had them in the playoffs, possibly the World Series. And stupid
and they
for
talent.
it. And
there's talent there, Buxton,
they don't have that solid ace. They don't have that Cole. They don't have that DeGrom.
Yeah.
They don't have that guy they can count on. And Borealis was the closest thing, and they got rid of him. So, but all right. So, also the Padres made a managerial move. Chris,
I
what do
didn't
you
hear.
think about that one? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
They as well underperformed.
Yep.
They were good the
Big
first
time.
half, and then they just tanked. And yeah, they should have been in a 3-team race for first and a playoff spot.
Well, they were for a while, but yeah,
They
fell
were,
off.
but come August, they missed Tatis for a total of maybe a month throughout the year, but I don't think that would have made a difference. They have talent. They've got it. It's something. Yeah, it's like the Mets. What is it? I don't know. Do you blow it up? Even some of the Mets news people were saying, well, the time to blow it up. I'm like, oh my God, yes, we're under 500. Same thing with the Padres, but the Padres, this is kind of a new thing for the Padres, having a couple of superstars and being a young team to be actually talked about of being in the mix, because the Padres are always talked about, are they going to finish second to last or last? Yeah. Always. And now they've got a team with bona fide stars, good quality players, good pitching.
And it looked like they're having fun when they're winning. I mean,
yeah, it's what happened. August and September happened,
exactly.
That's the way baseball go.
So looking at the head, go ahead, Chris. Go ahead.
I was gonna say I remember them, like Dirk was saying, starting off really hot and then, just kind of going downhill from there. And I could see a lot of coaches, getting fired doing, having their teams like that.
So looking at the news today, something just came across. I don't know. I'm just getting it now. Former Texas Ranger GM, it looks like, Eddie Robinson passed away at the age of 100. Oldest.
Yeah, I heard that earlier today.
Yeah,
when they moved to Texas.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
All right. So.
Wow.
Sorry to hear that for that organization and his family. But 100. I mean.
Long time baseball man.
Yep. Exactly. Yeah. So. All right, so let's get into Dirk. How's the game going? You got it on behind you. What's the latest?
Top of the third, Yankees batting, still Boston up 2-0, 1 out, and Rizzo's up.
All right,
man. I would give anything to be in Fenway right now. I tell you what, that crowd has got to be buzzing.
And any baseball stadium right now.
Yes.
So before we get into it, what do you guys think about this one and done? Should it be 2 out of 3, or should the one and done be
this type of thing? The play-in wild card game. I wouldn't mind longer playoffs because I was looking at a bit of the schedule. Like the Giants aren't playing again till Friday.
Yep.
And so 5 days off. It's good for the players. They can rest. The teams can line up their pitching like they want, but it's 5 days off. And they've been playing, maybe I think like a 3-day break is good. I'm all for more playoffs. The one and done
right now, I mean, they would have to do something because right now, if the World Series went to Game 7, I think November 3rd or 4th, it would be when it would end. So, Chris, what do you think?
We're going to see World Series games in a blizzard soon.
Yeah, no kidding. Chris, what do you think? 2 out of 3, or should they play these one and done games?
I like 2 out of 3. I mean, baseball and other, sports like basketball and hockey, they kind of do the series thing, as well. I kind of like the best of 2 out of 3.
Yeah, I think
at least for the first round.
Yeah.
Yeah. Probably 2 out of 3 is good if the schedule lines up right and everything. And there's always the talk of expansion, and put a couple more teams in each league. Then you got to have another longer playoff system. Maybe it'll turn to like hockey. It's a whole season.
Yeah, no kidding.
But it's harder too because you got rain delays.
Yep. Yeah, no, it's gonna be weird. I hope they don't expand. I think baseball's probably at its limit right now. Maybe move a couple teams around and see maybe if they get a better market. But I hope they don't expand. But if they do expand, it would have to be a couple teams in each division. So.
Yes, something that might help if they want to expand the playoffs just to give the players more days, because they hardly ever play double headers now. And this year they did that double header, 7 innings each. I sort of like that because if they do, like say, if they have, it used to be 1 or 2 Sundays a month, every team would have a double header on a Sunday.
Yep.
Right.
I remember that early 80s, late 90s, or early 90s.
Well, that was the way it was. Sundays were doubleheader days, maybe every other weekend or every third weekend. But they would get more days off, So sometimes maybe give a team, they do doubleheaders and they get 2 days off during the week. Doubleheader Sunday, off Monday, play a short series. Tuesday, Wednesday, off Thursday. So it gives them a little bit more rest. They do have a long, grueling season, but it's the way it is. But doubleheaders are fun. And I think, they went away from the doubleheader because there were 2 9-inning games and it's a long time,
it's baseball. Let them go 9 innings.
The 7-inning doubleheader, that probably takes an hour longer than one regular game. You know what I mean? Because you're saving 4 innings. So maybe do something like that just to give players, if they can get players 2 extra days off a month, that might help with injuries and stuff.
That or, if they do expand and they have to expand the playoffs and do the double headers, maybe you expand the rosters and give each team 2 extra pitchers, 2 extra hitters. I don't know. But we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing the roster go to like 27.
Yeah.
27,
20, 29, somewhere around there.
Because they use so many pitchers now, because you used to have 5 starters.
Yeah, exactly.
Now.
One thing is if they do if they're committed to these 7-inning doubleheaders officially, then the record books have to account for that. They got to count like the 2 no-hitters as a official stat, official no-hitters. So
I know.
Yeah, but we're not going to get into that because
my thing is no-hitter with an asterisk.
Yeah, I don't care. Put it down.
Or just put it in its own category.
Or just make a firm decision. A no-hitter is a no-hitter. Yep. If it's in a doubleheader, he gets credit for the full no-hitter, no questions. Just don't have any debate about it. And I think a lot of people will have a little bit of issue. I kind of do because, man, how many times during the regular season you see a no-hitter through the 7th inning?
Oh, now we had 9 official and 2 7-inning ones. So
yeah.
And this year there was quite a few no-hitters going into the 7th, 8th inning.
Oh, it's all the time. Yeah. Absolutely.
All right. So we got the American League game going on behind Dirk there, but what about the National League game tomorrow?
Update.
Okay, breaking news.
Okay, Boston up 3-0.
Yeah, I just saw it.
Okay.
Yep. It's
Dirk, you look like you're gonna fist pump that fan that was there showing.
Yep. Oh God, it was a bomb. 435 feet. I can't see who it was. That
looks like it was.
Who's 18 on the Red Sox? Is that Schwarber?
Schwarber.
Schwarber.
Yeah.
No, he's a beast.
Oh yeah, that guy can hit.
Oh God, he killed the Mets this year from the Mets.
And I'm surprised the Cubs let him go. I thought for sure they would have kept him around.
I'm surprised the Cubs did that fire sale team. Would you take a team that had Chris Bryant, Javi Baez, Kyle Schwarber, John Lester? They let 2 or 3 other big names go.
No, you're right.
Who knows what
locker room?
The Cubs going through a financial crisis because they aren't a good team right now as they're built. Rizzo. Oh my God, you got half your infield.
They're playing in the playoffs.
Yeah, they're all in the playoffs. All of them.
Yeah. All right, so let's go to tomorrow's game. We got the Cardinals and the Dodgers. Dodgers with 106 wins in the wild card spot. Chris, who you got for tomorrow's game?
I got Dodgers hopefully advancing to the, to the main round of the playoff. Yeah.
Dirk, how about you? What do you got?
They're playing the Cardinals, right?
Yep, Cardinals tomorrow. Yep.
Man,
hottest team in baseball.
They were so freaking hot coming down the stretch. Oh my God.
Yep.
And the Dodgers, Muncy's out.
Yep.
He's hurt. That's a big part of their offense. And who knows how healthy Kershaw is. The Cardinals, and they're led by Adam Wainwright. I mean, my God, that guy's 40 years old. He's Nolan Ryan reincarnated, except he doesn't strike out guys, like that. But he is such a good pitcher. Who is that pitcher in the 80s that pitchily was like Jamie, and he was on the Cardinals. Jamie
Moyer?
Yes. He pitched till he was like 47 years old.
Yeah.
He was an average pitcher, but he was good, and he was better in his 40s than he was ever in his career. It's the smarts, and you're healthy and in good shape. It doesn't matter how fast you throw it. So I don't even know if he threw 85.
I don't know.
He just put the ball where they would top it.
So Chris is chiming in.
As a hitter, you would hate the face.
Chris is chiming in. She said, "Go Red Sox." So I know she's pretty happy right now. She's probably pumping her fist too. So
was she the one that was a Yankees Red Sox fan? I forgot what that girl's name was.
Yeah, I can't remember who that was.
I didn't think it was Christy
too, but no, it was somebody I think Sarge knew. But anyways,
I tell people that, and everybody I say that to, they go, "What?"
Yeah, she was. She was a Yankee fan, but she had a relative working for Boston, I think it was.
Yes.
Yeah. So
in their front office, so she was like, and I'm like, and I said it then, and I say it now. I've never heard that in my entire life.
Yeah, I don't know. It's still
the only thing that would be more funny was if she lived in California.
Yeah. So
then I can almost see it. Oh, okay.
Just like you can't be a White Sox fan and a Cubs fan,
No.
So okay, so we got everybody's going with the Dodgers tomorrow, or
I'm going St. Louis.
Oh, going St. Louis. Okay.
They're smoking. They are.
I'm kind of up in the air, but I think the Dodgers got it, but it would not surprise me if the Cardinals do it. So
Dodgers got talent even without Max Muncy and maybe Kershaw, but man, St. Louis was just smoking all of September.
So,
they were red hot, white hot.
So moving into the first round now for the American League, we got the White Sox, Astros, and then we've all picked the Red Sox, and they'll face off against the Rays. So, Dirk, who do you got in that series moving on between both White Sox, Astros, and the presumably?
I kind of like the White Sox. They've been steady all year. Lance Lynn, Liam Hendrickson is a freaking beast as a closer, and they're solid. And their manager is not going to make any mistakes. Tony La Russa is not going to make. I don't care how old he is. This is his time. He will not make mistakes.
Yeah.
And they've got a solid club. One of their players that you never hear of is the shortstop, Tim Anderson.
Yep.
You know how freaking good he is?
Yeah.
I mean, if he was in New York, you'd read about him all the time.
Yep.
Hits for power, average, great defense, and you never hear his name mentioned.
Yeah, I think he's supposed to be the future and stuff like that. So, Chris, who do you got in the White Sox-Astros series?
Hopefully, the White Sox. I'm not a huge Astros fan, so.
Yeah,
I'm from Texas, but.
Kind of like Dirk with trying to spit out the word Yankees. I got to do it the White Sox, but I think the White Sox to do it. So So if it holds up, we got Boston versus the Rays also. So, Chris, who do you got in the Boston Rays series? If that's how it plays out.
I got
Little
yeah.
update here. Sorry to break in. Looks
Oh,
like
okay.
Garrett Cole is getting taken out.
Ooh. Pulled the big dog already.
Yep.
Looks like he has a thumb injury. Something.
Yeah.
So Frank's
The one
chiming in
game
here.
series, you got to make moves. You
Nope.
can't wait.
Yeah, Frank's in here says if Yankees lose, then Aaron Boone needs to be fired. He called him Daniel Boone. So, but anyways, Chris,
Yeah.
we're all picking Boston, so we'll go with Boston versus Rays. Who you got in that series?
Let's go with Tampa Bay.
Okay, Dirk.
Ooh. Tampa Bay won that division going away.
Yeah.
I just like Boston. Behind the Mets and the Rangers. I'm a Boston fan for real.
Okay.
I just like the Giants team this year because I went out there, and like I said, but then if I lived out there, I'd be a Mets and Giants fan because I love their fans. It was really awesome experience. But Boston, they went out hot. I thought they were going to run away with it, and then after the All-Star break, they went into their funk, which they do. But September, they played very well. I think their act's back together. Plus, they got freaking Chris Sale back now, and he's mid-season form. I know he's only pitched 3 or 4 games, but he's devastating. And they've got a good team. Every guy, Devers, Verdugo, they're all stars, and they're young and everything, they're good. Tampa Bay's good. It should be a great series. I hope it goes all full series games. People still bag on Kevin Cash because he made a move the other day that was questionable too. But they weren't close. They won by a few. Tampa Bay's good fundamentally. They're young players, and they play the right way. They hustle. They don't make mistakes. That's the thing. They don't swat the ball out of the ballpark left and right and bludgeon you to death. They play fundamental baseball, well-coached team.
There ain't many teams that do that anymore.
Yep. And they ain't paying for any of them guys. So,
So you're taking Boston then, huh?
But I like Boston. I'm going to take Boston, yeah.
All right, I'm going to go with Chris.
It's an awesome series.
Yeah, I'm going with Chris. I'm going to take Tampa. So me and Chris got the White Sox, Tampa. Dirk's got Boston and the White Sox. So,
yep.
All right. So moving on to the NL, the first series will be the Braves versus the Brewers. Dirk, who are you taking in that series?
The Brewers are the least publicized team. Maybe the White Sox could make a claim for that. The Brewers been first place all year. Played good baseball all year. They're just solid. They're in the right division to what they need, and but because they got the Cubs, the Pirates, in that. I'd like to see the Brew Crew go a little bit. Yep.
All right, Chris.
And I'm starting to hate the Braves like I hate the Yankees.
I would like to see the Braves, continue what they had last year. I thought they came close, and I'd like to, see it again.
Yeah, I'm going to go. I'd like to see the Brewers do it, but I think the Braves are going to do it. Be behind my guy, just so I can stick it to some Braves fans, Will Smith. I think he's the greatest closer ever. Oh, wink, wink. So I got the Braves. So, all right. So me and Chris, we picked the Dodgers to win the playing game tomorrow. Dirk's got the Cardinals. So Chris, Dodgers win. We got Dodgers Giants. Who you got in that series?
Dodgers Giants.
Yeah.
Ooh.
That's what I'm saying. Ooh, it's gonna be
Let's
tough.
Let's go Dodgers.
Ooh, going with the Dodgers. I guess, Dirk, I don't have to ask who you're going to be taking in that series, but I will anyways, to be fair. So who you taking?
The battery chuckers are going to win.
You picked the Cardinals, so you're
Houston.
taking the Giants. Okay. I think it's going to go 7. It's going to be tough, but
It very well could.
yeah.
Because there's such good players on both teams. Even, if the Dodgers without Max Muncy, and even if they don't have Kershaw,
But they've always got that,
Max
that
Scherzer
mentality
in place.
of next man up. So
Pretty
I'm
much.
I'm going to go with the Dodgers. So I think the Dodgers are going to take the Cubs. I think it's going to be 7. It definitely would not surprise me. So let's move on to the end of the year awards. We got some bad weather coming around or what?
Child abduction, Amber Alert in Texas.
Oh, God. Yeah. So in the American League, guys, who is your guys' final MVP vote? Chris, I'll go with you.
Ooh. I'm not quite sure.
Okay, Dirk, how about you? Who's your final MVP vote for?
It's sort of close, but I don't think it's close. It's got to be Vlad.
Okay.
Ohtani, because he pitched very well, but Vlad's team was in the playoff hunt because of him to the very, very end. Angels were never even in it. Ohtani had a great year. He strikes out a lot, which people hold against him, and he hit like
a lot of power hitters strike out a lot.
Yeah, if he hit like 320 with the 40-some home runs and 100 RBIs and whatever his record was, 10-3 or whatever. I mean, it is unusual because he's a dual player, and that does come into effect. But was he valuable to that team to put them into the playoffs? The Blue Jays were in it till 24 hours ago, or 48 hours ago,
Yeah, pretty much.
And Vlad, he got hotter as the year went on. He finished stronger than he started.
Yeah, he was in the top 3, I think, in Triple Crown. So
He was
for me, I think
made a run at it.
Yeah, I think it's going to be Glad, but it would not shock me at all if it's a co-MVP with him and Ohtani.
I could almost see that. Yeah.
Ohtani's not going to
Or
win.
if either one wins it, because Ohtani had a great year. What he did was very different. Good borderline ace pitcher. He just doesn't pitch enough to be called an ace, but he has ace stuff.
Yeah, I don't think Ohtani's going to win it solo. So if he wins it, it should be co-MVPs because, like you said, Glad put on a heck of a season. His team was in the playoffs. He finished.
And he's 23.
Yeah, he finished 10 RBIs.
That's the funny thing.
Yeah,
He's like Trout. Trout 6 years ago, 7 years ago. Yep.
Yeah, he finished 10 RBIs short of the Triple Crown. I think he was like 5 percentage points away from the average. I mean, he led the American League, tied in the American League for home runs. So he should get it for sure. So pitching-wise, Dirk, who do you see as a AL Cy Young?
I was looking at that the other day. Who are the guys again?
Well, you got Cole up there. You got.
Oh no, honestly, Hendrickson, the reliever.
Okay.
It's just you kept reading about him all year. Relievers don't get it a lot, but without him, the Cubs or the White Sox aren't there. And he was freaking nails. When he came in a game, you might as well pack your crap up and go home, because you ain't getting nothing off of him. I know Lance Lynn will get votes and some of the other guys, but yeah, when I was looking at it and I was looking at their stats and everything, yeah, it's him. I read the White Sox are, they're not the national team like Dodgers, Giants, Yankees, Boston, but they've got so many good players. And him as a pitcher, he was just nails. I watched him pitch a couple times. I mean, he's intimidating. He comes at you, he throws 99, he's got an attitude. I could see him winning the Cy Young. It's going to be close, but I can see him winning it. He's my pick.
Chris, who are you picking in the American League Cy Young?
Who are the top choices? I'm sorry.
Oh, I mean, there's Cole, there's Hendricks, I'm trying to pull it up, but ESPN's kind of being a little poop right now, and let me pull up the stats here.
I'm gonna go to Cole. I'm just guessing.
Yeah.
Well,
I think it's gonna be Cole, or I could see the White Sox reliever that Dirk pulled out. I mean,
yeah.
It's just weird that a guy, talk about dominance, and a guy like Rivera never sniffed the Cy Young, and he was just lights out when he came in.
He was like in the voting, but because of Roger Clemens, probably.
Oh,
Clemens
and Johnson and sure.
Just so many great pitchers. The thing with Cole, he had a horrible August.
Yeah,
he got it back together. So usually, if you're Cy Young, you can't have a bad month. He had a horrible August. I mean, his ERA was like 5. He lost a couple games. He got back on track, and stuff. And, it happens, And but I think that myself, I would think that took him out. You got to look at consistency too.
Yeah.
No,
you're definitely right there. So,
but he's also a Yankee, so
yeah. All right, so moving to the NL, which might have a little bit of a harder decision on a couple of these. Dirk, your NL MVP is?
MVP was he sent you the list last week. Hang on. And I think it's not that close.
I mean, I know Harper's name's been thrown out there.
No, not Harper. I had a guy.
Buster Posey's been thrown out there.
I think Buster Posey, at his age, 32, 33, he's the leader of that team, and he hit over 300. He had 20-some home runs, like 90 RBIs, but he's a catcher. Yeah. And it's not a comeback year, but he hasn't had a year like that in a couple of years. And at this age, I think with kind of like the same way Kirk Gibson won the MVP in '88. He's just the leader of the team. They won. Without him, they don't win. They don't win. And with him, he's the leader of that team, and he's I think it's, they're talking Max Muncy was in there, Harper, where'd the Phillies finish? It's sometimes it's what they do for the team. Sometimes you got a guy, their team doesn't finish 500, but he had such an unbelievable year. You just got it. They should have an award called Best Player in the League or something like that. If you remember many years ago, Steve Carlton won MVP because he went like 27-7 with the last place Phillies, and they won like 50 games in like 1970.
Well, then Rodriguez won with Seattle one year, or Texas where they were.
Andre Dawson with the Cubs in the 80s, they came in last place, but he had a way better lead year than anybody else. It wasn't like there was a guy, you usually look, okay, with this guy, would they have finished in first? And you go, well, without him, no. you know.
exactly.
And but but a last place team. Well, they finished in last with him, but his year was so unbelievable. That you're like, well, okay, he's the best player in baseball, and kind of like the Silver Slugger Award, you know, they got to come up with something. The best player, I think.
Yeah, they need to do something. But Chris, who you got for the AL or NL MVP?
I'm gonna go with Juan Soto. I think he's been in the mix.
Juan Soto's been getting a lot of credit lately. God, it's tough. I'll go with the catcher from the Giants. I'll go Posey. I think he deserves it, especially if they make a deep run into this playoff. You know, a good catcher, can help a team, can help a pitching staff. So, like Dirk said, he's the leader of that team. So, I'll go Posey. I'll go Posey as my long shot.
Yep.
The
Giants have been there all year. They never went in a slump. You know, they just played steady.
So NL Cy Young, Chris, do you have a name?
Not at the moment. Come back to me.
All right, Dirk, how about you?
On the Dodgers, I always call him Iglesias, but it's not Julio. Yeah, he went 19-3. He almost won 20 games. Still kind of young. He was like 19-3, you know, and his ERA was right at 3. He's just a freaking good pitcher. You know, he's good. He comes out there, he pounds, strikes. Nobody can hit off him. Mm-hmm. And in today, to win 19 games, I think that's almost a miracle. It's going to be very rare from now on to have a 20-game winner. Very rare the way pitching is now. And like him winning 19 games now is 20 years ago, somebody winning 27 games.
Yep, exactly.
You know? And it's the same thing. He just, he's a good pitcher. There's other pitchers out there, Wheeler on the Phillies, Scherzer on the Dodgers. He may actually win it just because his name, but I think Julio will. He deserves it. He's really good, and I think his teammates really like him too. He's from Venezuela or something like that.
He's actually from. He was born in Mexico, so.
Oh, Mexico. Okay.
Yeah, but no, I'm with you. I'm with you, Dirk. I think it is going to be Julio, and if it's not him, it's going to be a Dodger.
Yeah.
Scherzer or. Somebody like that. But Julio, like you said.
Can we go with first half stats and call the Cy Young?
What's that?
Can we go with first half stats and call the Cy Young?
Well, yeah, exactly. it would be DeGrom. I mean, we already talked about that. And realistically, I think DeGrom still should get the Cy Young, but I know he doesn't have the qualifications right now.
Yeah.
So.
I'll bet you he gets votes, though.
Oh, yeah.
Which would be,
I mean, the guy put out a heck of a season. Nobody can doubt that. So, Chris, you come up with the name yet? All right. Not DiNucci.
No, different.
DiNucci.
There's a long story behind that one, Dirk.
Yeah.
So,
okay.
Let's go get. Has he been a favorite Garrett Cole in the mix?
Well, that's American League.
American League. NL. National League, bud.
I put it gave me the wrong. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, you're good.
Yeah, no, I mean, Julio should be the favorite.
It's probably going to be Scherzer because he pitched really good with the Nationals. And I think he stepped it up with the Dodgers because he knew he was in the hunt, with the playoffs. And he's a freaking – you want him on your team.
Oh, yeah.
You do. And plus when he's looking at you with the freaking Aussie dog with the laser eye and the brown eye,
And he's a free agent this year, so if he capitalizes on the ring, I mean, his price tag is going to go up. So.
I'm gonna say the Dodgers are gonna pony up.
Oh, they should. So.
Who's his agent? Is it the baseball anti?
I wish it was me. I mean. Yeah.
We all wish it was me.
No kidding. So, but throwing it out there, Dirk, who do you want to see? Since your team is the only one with a managerial vacancy, who do you want them to go after?
I was thinking about that since they mentioned that, and I'm like, I'm trying to rack my brain who I want.
I got a name already.
Okay, who?
Bobby Bonilla. He's already on the payroll.
No, it'd be.
He's got to be the richest non-active
I would
player
love
ever.
to see it, and Mets fans love Bobby Bonilla.
I know.
And I would love to see it for the comical effect.
Oh yeah,
it would be so freaking awesome. I need to think about it because
it all came out.
Because I don't think he did a bad job. I just think so. And you never.
I'm just wondering now with La Russa, rejuvenating the White Sox. Do we see a lot of more older managers getting that phone call again?
Well, I always liked Terry Collins, but he's got to be 70-something now.
Yeah.
But he really got along good with young players and the Latin players, and he made the Mets good. Quite a few 5-6 years ago, I thought maybe Wally Backman, because he was managing in a Mets farm system.
That guy's got a temper.
But yeah, and he's got some things that happen. So I'm like, nah, I don't want that.
All right. Yeah.
Have you all watched the Mets 30 for 30?
Nope, not yet.
No,
Nope.
not yet.
Yeah, it's a 4-part series. It's pretty good. And in 86, and I forgot because I'm watching the replays. I was living in Lubbock. I was stationed at Reese Air Force Base, and so I got the Mets on whatever cable I was using. I watched so many of their games. I'm like, oh, I remember that game. Oh, I remember that game. Oh, I remember that. Because they're going out. But it's really how crazy that ball club was. But they partied. There was drugs. But the one thing, when they got on the field, nobody was going to beat them.
Yeah.
But anyway, I don't.
Backman would be good. I'd like to see Backman up there.
I don't think so right now. I love the guy as a player too.
Yeah.
He was
He played a little bit for the Twins here. So
Christmas, yeah.
All right. Well, we'll give you a little homework there. You could give us your name next week.
We do got the GM opening, and Theo Epstein, Billy Bean. There's a couple other names out there. I'd take any of them.
Yeah, I think they'll fill that spot before they fill the manager spot.
They'll probably let the GM fill the manager.
Yeah,
they got time.
I'm looking
not bring up Carlos Beltran again.
Yeah. So I'm looking here on CBS. Their MLB reporters have brought up their MVPs of Cy Young. So we'll go through that. AL, they got Ohtani winning that. Everyone gave him a first place vote. It looks like there's 5 voters. Val came in second.
Yep.
For the NL, they got Juan Soto being the MVP. They're kind of split. It was 3-2. Harper came in second, 2 behind him. AL Cy Young, they got Robbie Ray of the Blue Jays. They all 5 of them voted for him as their MVP or Cy Young. Garrett Cole finished second. Lance Lynn finished third. And surprisingly, Barrios got a vote from CBS. So,
well, he had a good year.
Yeah, he did. He did.
And he went to the Rays.
And then in the NL Cy Young, Zach Wheeler of the Phillies. He got 4 of the first place votes. Scherzer got second. Walker Buehler got third, and then Corbin Baez of the Brewers. So the guy that we voted for is not in. At least CBS didn't think he was a Cy Young winner. So,
well, we're just fans. What do we?
Yeah, we're smart though. I mean, we know more than what they know. So no, I'm just kidding. So I got a few minutes here before we call it our show. Dirk, give us a few seconds. How's your team doing? How's your baseball team doing?
My Flower Mountain Rattlers,
Yeah.
my high school team, they're 15 and 16. We're doing pretty good. We
Is
had
the
a.
coach on the hot seat? 15 and 16? I mean,
I'm not on the hot seat. I'm a volunteer coach.
all right.
I love my guys.
Yeah.
We had a tough series last weekend, 2 games. We lost the first one, what was it, 6-4, and the last one we had an inning get away from it, and I think it was 10-2. But we made too many mistakes.
Yep. You beat yourself.
Yep, and as I always say, walks and errors kill you, and that's what it was. Because the other team runs.
Tell me that.
Yeah, when you give the other team 4, 5, 6 outs in an inning by errors or giving up walks, we were just a little off for some reason. I don't know. My guys are good.
How many games you guys got left?
We got 6 or 8 left. We'll be done in November. Okay. And, I'm looking forward. I picked up a new player today. He's very raw because I only have 9 on the roster. He's really raw, so I got to train him up. He seems to be pretty athletic, but I'm like, the rest of the guys are good. My guys are friendly. They like everybody. They goof around in the dugout.
That's always fun.
Chit chat, and I hear it. So I know they like each other. They play hard.
But that's just tough to have only 9 guys there every game.
It's okay. This is Texas. In football, it's fall.
That's true.
In the spring, I'll have 12. I got 2 or 3 players that are playing football because they're at high school age now, so they're playing football for their high school games.
I totally get it.
So I lose a couple of guys. Understandable, but this year it's been extra tough. It's like, I've had games. I got 8 guys. I'm calling around to get a guy to come in. The other team will put a right fielder in for me. Batting wise, I don't mind batting 8 because all my guys hit.
Yeah.
So,
there you go.
You're going to get 4 at bats this game.
Yeah. Well, that's a good thing. So, Chris, how about you wrap it up for us? What's going on the rest of the week on Coast to Coast?
Coming up, we're doing Tuesday Night Mania. Make sure to tune in for that. We got whatever on Wednesday, tomorrow, Sweep the League, and Sports Minute tomorrow, so make sure to tune into Coast to Coast.
Yep. Yeah, keep tuning in. And like Chris said, we at the top of the hour, we're going to have Tuesday Night Mania. The big topic tonight is going to be, we're going to remember Brian Pillman, who tragically lost his life 23 years ago today. So, well, with that being said, Dirk, give us a last update on the game before we head out.
Okay. Top of the 5th, Evaldi is mowing down the Yankees. 8 Ks. Top of the 5th.
Just 8, huh? Okay.
He just struck out Gardner on
Still 3-0?
Still 3-0.
Okay.
Yep. He threw Gardner 97 on the outside, and Gardner swung through it.
Nice. I love it.
Gardner's been a long-time Yankee, but he's at the end of his career now.
I love it. So,
good hustle player. But
with that being said, check us out next week on Deck on Tuesdays. We'll have breakdown. Probably the first round will be close to wrapping up. So, with that being said, that's Crispy Bacon. That's Coach D down at the bottom, and I'm Big B. Check you all next Tuesday. Have a good one.
Have a good one, guys. Good night.